Hey guys, Shadows here, welcome back to another Gears of War Reloaded video. Today we're going to be discussing all COG tags collectibles location guide. COG tags are a form of identification worn by every COG gear of the Coalition or the governments that would be retrieved when possible as a symbolization of remembrance alongside honoring the fallen gears. And so for this video, I'm going to be sharing my all COG tags collectible location guide. There are 33 COG tag collectibles total scattered throughout all 5 acts of the Gears of War Reloaded campaign story, with usually a Crimson Omen spotted in the environment to symbolize a COG tag is in the area nearby. Firstly, to begin with, in Act 1, 14 years after E-Day, there are several COG tags located throughout the Slab Prison outbreak that are easily missable that you can't return back to without reloading as the locusts overrun the prison. The first COG tag is literally directly in the first room outside of Marcus's slab cell, located right next to the clear red Crimson Omen, which is what you'll want to look out for as you're playing through the campaign. The second COG tag is in the large hall where Dom goes down to teach the player about down but not out and revives. Opposite the I am responsible for myself and my actions COG banner will be a Crimson Omen on one of the back pillars, with the COG tag located just under it next to the wreckage. The third COG tag is just a walk away outside of the exit into the Slab Prison courtyard, keeping it to the left side where Dom calls out for you to flank the few Locust drones. It will be a Crimson Omen in front facing view on the wall, and the COG tag is on the left side in the corner.
Enemy units right there, over. I see them, moving in.
In Act 1, Trial by Fire, the fourth COG tag will be right as you exit outside from the beginning stairs with the Crimson Omen on the left cover. The first collectible the game goes out of its way to point out, as Kim mentions to grab the deceased soldier's tag for their family back home and to honor the fallen comrades.
Grab those tags. The family back home will want them. We should honor our fallen comrades.
The fifth COG tag is located inside the Churchlight building after spotting a downed COG gear squad from the bridge, and when Kim likes to mention that he does indeed always have the code. There will be several Locust enemies and E-holes popping up with the Crimson Omen high up on the pillar opposite the COG tag, which is just behind the final emergence hole near the exit. In Act 1, Fish in a Barrel, the 6th COG tag can be found in the COG Fountain area where 4 emergence holes open up and where the Whack-a-Grub achievement can be unlocked. There will be a COG statue in the center with the Crimson Omen on the left hand side pointing to the COG tag on the far back left next to the stairs. In Act 1, Knock Knock, the 7th COG tag will be outside the iconic House of Sovereigns, shortly moments before unfortunately losing Anthony Carmine to a Locust sniper. There will be a white van that once held a Hammer of Dawn targeting laser with the Crimson Omen on it, and the COG tag will be to the left of it alongside the wall. Act 1 Hammer, the 8th COG tag will be inside the hallway where Jack needs to rip that door, and Delta Squad, now joined by the Coal Train, gets swarmed by a pack of Locust Wretches from both sides as the Nasher shotgun gets put to work. Once the Monkey Dogs are clear, the Crimson Omen can be seen hidden away on the wall, with the COG tag down the corridor and behind the right side box. The 9th COG tag belonging to a KIA hand row house from Alpha Squad can be found after walking past a cedar that just got hammer adorned to a Locust barbecue meat looking extra crispy, with the Crimson Omen above the altar and the COG tag in the next room to the right of Rojas's body tucked away in the corner.
What is this?
Shit, it's Rojas.
Maybe I didn't do you any favors getting you out of prison.
In Act 1 China Shop, when Delta Squad joined by Damon Baird escape into the tombs of the unknown from General Ram and the Locust Horde forces, before continuing on the path to lure the Locust Berserker outside. The 10th COG tag dropped by fellow gear Gillies, who panicked in a state of shock before being brutally murdered, can be found just round the corner next to his body.
Shit.
The 11th COG tag can be found during the escape from the Locust Berserker through the tombs of the unknown. There will be 3 rooms total to lure the Berserker through to destroy the doors and eventually get outside, but just before you do, the COG tag next to the Crimson Omen are hidden away in a small area next to the 3rd exit door. Picking them up, if you've been following the guide along, it will unlock the Time to Remember achievement trophy. The 12th COG tag is just around the corner, literally outside of the Tomb of the Unknown, once the Locust Berserker is finally out in the open sky, ready to be hammered. Being super cautious, the Crimson Omen can be seen on the left wall where the COG tag is just on the other side.
Well then, okay. Dom, let's drop the hammer.
Next up in Act 2, Tick Tick Boom, the 13th COG tag is located at the very end of the chapter after being stalked by the Locust Corps the whole time. There will be a building with multiple levels and a concrete wall to jump over. Instead of going through the door, the Crimson Omen is in the corner, but opposite is a lower level with another fallen gear and the COG tags on the floor. Act 2 Grist, the 14th COG tag can be found after walking the high up catwalk and defeating a few packs of Locust Wretches. The COG tags are beneath the exit stairs, outside and behind the second dumpster. The 15th COG tag is just outside the New Aethera stranded camp at the very end of the chapter, which will trigger a cutscene if you get close to it as Dom begins to speak with the guard. The Crimson Omen is barely visible on the back wall and the COG tag is directly in front of it. In Act Act 2 Lethal Dusk, as Marcus and Dom sail across the river with the awakening of the crew as it officially hits nighttime, and no lights mean no life. The 16th COG tag can be found after the player is introduced to the game mechanic of blowing up gas tanks for light cover from the crew. Instead of following the path to the right, on the left side there will be a Crimson Omen and an explodable gas tank that is needed to be shot in order to grab the COG tag found inside. The 17th COG tag is definitely one of the most unique in the game and is based around the whole light versus dark concept, as there will be a street with a spotlight that needs to be used to get the other player to the other side of the street to turn on the lights for everybody. Before leaving the spotlight is actually again required because of the crew, and therefore needed to be positioned in the left side area where there is no light whatsoever. The Crimson Omen on the wall is definitely misleading, as the COG tag is hidden away in the shadows next to the destroyed car. In Act 2 Dark Labyrinth, the 18th COG tag can be found just outside the house where the drunken stranded Hanley messes with Marcus and Dom's lights. After fighting a few Locust wretches, there will be a Crimson Omen on the car just outside and the COG tags to the right next to the COG Enlist Today poster. Moving on to Act 3 in Downpour, after Delta Squad's Junker becomes damaged and breaks down at the Lethal Emulsion facility. The 19th COG tag can be found after having a glowy encounter with the Lambent Wretches. Instead of taking the story-based elevator, there will be a Crimson Omen on the first building, and following it around to the back, the COG tag is based at the very end of the runway. In Act 3 Evolution, the 20th COG tag is another quite unique one, as Marcus and Dom will come across a stranded survivor waiting for a rescue team to get out of there, but Delta Squad of course have other plans. After attempting to be a not very good tour guide, there is a room filled with wooden planks where the stranded guy shows the example of floor breaking and being eaten alive by Lambent Wretches. The COG tag can be found in the far right corner, which you can get to by simply following the path that I take, being a right straight up and grab.
Just watch your step.
Damn, I hate this place.
The 21st COG tag is located just through the door Jack was ripping down to get access to the cart control room, with the Crimson Omen on the left and the COG tag on the right side underneath the stairs. Now you have to be careful and quick with this one. You only have a few moments to grab it before the story cutscene gets triggered and you have to replay the whole chapter again.
Man, you should have me to get in your own cart. No way am I standing next to you.
What? Let's just get this over with.
In Act 3, Darkest Before Dawn, after Delta Squad finally make it underground into the Outer Hollows, the 22nd COG tag can be found straight away at the split path where Marcus and Dom are deciding to go ahead first to protect the resonator. Instead of taking the directed left, head right instead along the path to a miner shaft with the Crimson Omen on the door and the COG tag below it. Upon picking up this COG tag, if you're watching through the guide, this will unlock the Honor Bound Achievement trophy. The 23rd COG tag is located just after Marcus and Dom ride the krill shit slide, having a great time and taking out several Locust enemy reinforcements. The Crimson Omen is on the miner bunker and the COG tag below it just to the right side in the small alcove. The 24th COG tag can be found just before the Locust Corpser boss battle encounter. Marcus and Dom will get split up to reunite again, while a Crimson Omen can be seen on the side of the narrow cave, and instead of heading towards the Corpser fight, keep to the right side and the COG tag is at the back next to the railing. Moving on, in Act 4, Campus Grinder, after Delta Squad's King Raven helicopter was ambushed by General Ram, being forced to make an emergency landing in East Barricade Academy. The 25th COG tag is located within the massive courtyard with the giant Hope statue and lots of Locust enemies. The Crimson Omen can be spotted high on the right side as you hit the jump up and follow the building along, with the COG tag behind the last stairs.
I can't see it!
In Act 4, Bad to Worse, as soon as the chapter begins, the 26th COG tag is located directly down the street, with the small Crimson Omen on the wall and the COG tags next to the truck. The 27th COG tag can be found inside the Phoenix estate after battling through several waves of Locusts in between rooms of Marcus's house. There will be a library study light room with 4 pillars, a Remember COG sign, as well as a desk that needs to be chainsawed with the COG tags inside. This is also the same room the wretches tunnel into if you miss it on the first pass through. Finally, in Act 5, a comedy of errors, the Brumac continues to chase Delta Squad all over the streets of Timgad. There will be a fire blocking the path that the player has to extinguish with the water valve close by. The 28th COG tag is located on the other side of the open garden. There will be the Crimson Omen on the wall next to an open gate where the COG tag can be found behind it. In Act 5, Window Shopping, the 29th COG tag can be found at the very beginning of the chapter after making the way through a car park. Instead of taking these stairs, as the story progresses upwards, head downwards, with the COG tags being on the edge. In Act 5, drastic proportions when fighting the Brumac boss battle, dodging the monster's machine gun fire and artillery strike missiles. The 30th COG tag is located at the very back of the battlefield, behind where the Brumac spawns in, with the Crimson Omen on the bricks and the COG tag to the left behind the cover.
Target those arm guns!
In Act 5 Trainwreck, the 31st COG tag can be found right at the beginning of the chapter after Marcus and Dom execute Plan B on the Locust Berserker. As Jack finishes ripping through the train door, the COG tag is just inside the doorway once you've made it through. The 32nd COG tag is located inside the train car with the giant Troika mounted turrets on the rooftop used to defend against the incoming wave of Locust Reavers. But before that, there will be a Crimson Omen inside on the left with the COG tag on the back right passenger car. 33rd and final COG tag can be found in the second to last train car before the General Rama boss battle with the Crimson Omen marked clearly on the side. Avoiding taking the right, which will lock the train car upon entering, keeping to the left side, and the final COG tag is inside the corridor behind the door. Picking it up if you've watched the entire Gears of War Reloaded All COG Tags collectible guide, congratulations, you unlock the For the Fallen achievement trophy for recovering all 33 COG tags, as well as additional bonus extra content in the menus. As you can see on screen, after collecting all COG tags in Gears of War Reloaded, it unlocks 5 issues of the original classic Gears of War comics, featuring 4 stories from the Pendulum Wars, which was a 79-year human conflict between the Coalition of Order Governments, the COG, and the Union of Independent Republics, the UIR, fighting for planetary control over Emulsion, the miracle fuel before Emergence Day, as well as Harper's story, which follows a gear during the events of Gears of War 2 in Operation Hollowstorm, when the COG takes the fight to the Locust Horde underground, grind lifting their way into the inner hollows. Unseen, Hoffman is tasked with destroying an enemy radar tower under a delicate political situation, and rules of war must be broken. They also serve Marcus's father, Adam Phoenix, must decide whether to continue fighting on the front lines or become a weapons developer. Unsaid, years before the events of Gears of War, Marcus is a young soldier in the COG army during his first mission in the Pendulum Wars despite his father's wishes. Promise me, shortly before Emergence Day, it looks like the COG might finally win the 80-year Pendulum Wars thanks to Adam Phoenix's Hammer of Dawn invention. Harper's story, when it seems like every effort to stop the Locust just isn't enough, the human spirit must fight and fight and fight so that one day we can see the light again. Now, what's really amazing about these 5 Gears of War comics returning as part of Reloaded is that they are actually perfect additional mini-stories that add a huge amount of context in the Gears of War universe story lore, leading up to the events that will take place in the Gears of War E-Day video game, confirmed releasing next year in 2026. Please make sure to leave me a comment down below telling me what you think of the Gears of War Reloaded All COG Tags collectible location guide. I hope you found it helpful on your journey to remember the Fallen, as well as the free unlockable Gears of War comics. Thank you guys so much for your Gears of War Reloaded launch support. We are officially trying to hit 100,000 YouTube subscribers, so please make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you do enjoy my Gears of War content and want to see even more videos, there is a playlist on my YouTube channel containing all of my other Gears of War Reloaded videos so far. If you do want to check out more like this one, click the join button to become a YouTube channel member to gain access to emotes, channel badges, and most importantly, early access to all new videos before anyone else. I want to give a big shout out to all of the members on screen for becoming a Shadow Knight YouTube channel member. I truly appreciate your support. So they have it, guys, full details on Gears of War Reloaded, all COG tags, collectible location guide, and comics. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I shall see you in the next one.